It's so interesting when you discover that the things that upset you in other people are the things that you do in yourself. I mean, we know that. That's something that we learn when we're young. We learn all those things about our interaction with other beings, and we develop intimacy, and we learn how to function as part of a group, and we do all those things. We go through all those stages, and then we have all those skills. But then cyclically, we come across times when we're again faced with the actual integration of that event in real time in your life. The discovering, the seeing, the oh, right, that's why it upsets me. Okay, right, okay, all right, so now, all right, well, it actually does upset me. I don't like it when people do that. And so I no longer want to be a person that does that. And it's shameful that I ever was. So you need to get that shame thing. You need to get that shame thing, because as soon as that shame triggers for me, that's the crack, the flaw, the place where the rest of the emotions come rushing in through that crack that shame makes, not anything else. And that's something that I've found out through trying to do meditation, trying to sit and concentrate and follow my thoughts, because it's really interesting. It's as if I have two minds. It's as if there is the mind of wandering thoughts that appears to solve problems, maybe. And then there's this mind here of being aware of what's happening. And so somehow I tap into this mind here, that's here reading this screen in front of me, talking to you. And I focus that attention, instead of it being on the external environment, I focus it inward into those wandering thoughts. And I try to make those wandering thoughts stop wandering and start serving my will. There's some process in my mind that solves problems by itself. Like, if you teach a child how to ride a bicycle in an afternoon, give it lessons on how to balance and everything, and then the little guy goes to bed, and then he wakes up the next day and you give him back his bicycle and he can ride it. It's because somehow there are wandering thoughts in your mind that wander down passages, that come to doors, that open the doors and go inside and take the data and solve the problem. And if you can meditate, and if you can follow your thoughts down those wandering passages, you can sometimes see the solution that your mind is formulating. And that's very useful, because there seems to be a barrier in our mind between forming these solutions and putting these solutions into practice. And I say in our mind, because there we go. You see what I do? I don't want to acknowledge that this is me having this problem. I want to think that, oh no, this is what everybody does. No, no, no. This is me having my problems, having a life that, wow, I do not know what the word is. Okay, so we've spoken about this a lot, guys. There's not a lot of evidence to be able to say that I'm a failure, because there doesn't seem to be a measuring stick for that amongst humans. Although there are some very strong contenders for spots in the failure realm, however. So yes, I can step back from that and I can say it's all a process, and there are times that I have failed and I can see things objectively, right? So not a failure, not a loser, although that's also questionable because there are a lot of times that I took a risk, took a gamble, jumped in, went for it, and lost the risk, gamble, and the venture. Yeah, there's been times when I've lost through my own stupidity, and there've been times when I've lost through bad luck, but there've been times when I've been a loser, and it's hard. It's horrible because when you're a loser, you're not a winner, and when you're not a winner, life isn't nice, and it takes a little while. Sometimes when you're stuck in looking at the wrong things in life, it takes a little time for something to get through to you, for someone to get through to you. And when people are being nice to you and comforting you and stuff, then you don't have that incentive, that drive, that expectation. When people are, I don't know, when you are connected to people, there is an expectation that you deliver, that you participate, that you bring something to the table. And that's different because that's output, that's achievement. Maybe that's what I'm trying to say when I talk about being a loser and being a failure and blah, blah, blah. What I'm really trying to say is I'm not achieving the things that I feel that a person of my age should have achieved in their lives and should be achieving now. So I'm disappointed in my past and I'm dissatisfied with my present in terms of achievement, in terms of output. So imagine that I am a unit of labor. Imagine that my worth in this world is as an android and I'm here to, shit, I've been a bad model. Damn, and we've done all this work and we've done so many corrections and we've rewritten the programming and we've restructured all the, let's not go into all the things that we've done, but we've worked through all these things bit by bit by bit. And now, achievement. And what I mean, we have to have input. We have to have people around us whose body language we can read, so that we're constantly being given information and input about how we're doing. Do you remember that game? I don't know if you played it when you were a kid, where your mom hid something for you in the room and then you had to find it, and then she would call hot or cold if you were close to it or far away from it. So you would walk around blindly and she'd say, no, hot, yeah, no, cool, getting a bit cooler, no, yeah, nah, cold, yeah, no, a bit warmer, a bit more. And you'd go through this whole game and you'd find the thing, and it would be so exciting that your mother had guided you through the room to find this object using the secret code language, and you had interpreted her. That's the thing that we do the whole time. People tell us warmer or cooler. They say their eyes and their mouths and the carriage of their shoulders and the tone of their voices all tell us whether we're doing right or doing wrong. And if you can't read language from other people, then you don't get the constant reassurance and constant strokes and the constant approval that people are always giving each other, just constantly, without thinking and without knowing. It's like a big pile of puppies all sleeping together and snuggling together. That's what a community's like. It's everybody interacts with everybody else in this very cozy, comfortable, accepted, gentle, loving way. Human interactions are so magnificent. So yeah, getting feedback and input from people. So the difficulty is that when you fall out of the loop and you're not getting that feedback, you stop going, because that feedback is energy for your self-esteem, is it? Self-esteem? I don't know, for whatever force drives you, for whatever the force is that's in your heart that says, let's do this, let's get up today, let's just get up and face the day and do the thing and be happy and joyful and strive to be good and look for things to do that we don't want to do. Isn't that weird? Have you tried it lately? Try it today. Think of something you don't want to do and then make yourself do it, and feel the power and the strength and the joy that rises up out of your gut and into your heart. Just that feeling of like, I did it, mama, look at me. We can do this. We can do this. It's hard to be one of the people that falls out. It's one of the hardest things to reconnect. But it's okay, because doing hard things is great. It brings rewards and it brings joys, and it's worth it. And we can do it, and we can get there, and we can do the things and be the most admirable of all people, of all iterations of yourself. Everything that you have ever done, ever done or ever could have done, everything has led up to this moment, this place in your life, this moment of abundance and joy and blue sky and yellow sunshine and friends and opportunities. So yeah, life is pretty lifey. It's been hard since the beginning. Since we rose out of the primordial soup, we have struggled. And we have told stories to each other to keep us going. And we've reached a time in our lives where we need to dig deep into our collective unconscious. And we need to resurrect the stories of salvation and joy and harsh realities of living on planet Earth. And it's good to have this challenge because, well, because this is all there is. In the end, the free will that you have, the one tiny, tiny little minuscule speck of free will that you can claim in this tragic, predestined march towards oblivion. The one thing you have control over is your attitude